What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy J Job back again with another vid. Yo, know what I'm saying? Damn, my hand's ashy. Don't look at that. Back in with another reaction video. Back in with another death battle. You know what I'm saying? Back in with another death battle. We about to watch Bakugo versus Reze, Chainsaw Man versus My Hero Academia. We about to get straight into it. Let's go.
Well, look who's here.
Okay, we go. You got these old plushies now.
Fight!
You got big plushies now.
Bakugo versus Reze, the god of explosions versus the bomb devil. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I know we just started. I'm sorry for the pause. I know we just started, but who finished watching My Hero Academia? If you watched it, put it down in the comments below. Let's just talk about the anime real quick. How I'm not gonna lie, masterpiece. The final scene. Oh my god, this nigga Deku, Bakugo. Oh my god. French kiss.
Wiz, there's nothing like the smell of napalm in the morning.
Put
The
it down in
rush
the
of the
comments below if you
shockwaves,
watched
the
it.
flash of combustion. I love it when stuff goes boom.
And no one knows that feeling better than Katsuki Bakugo.
When your name literally means powerful bomb, it's no wonder he was born with the quirk explosion. It lets Bakugo create humongous kabooms from his palms. I could only dream of having hands that rad.
Quirks are genetic superpowers that most humans are born with. Bakugo inherited his quirk from his parents. Specifically, it was a combination of his father's combustible acid sweat and his mother's glycerin skin secretions.
Making Bakugo sweat basically like nitroglycerin. And the more he sweats, the bigger the booms. His parents basically made the perfect kid. Absolutely.
Literally, so much so that he started bullying his childhood friend who happened to be born without a quirk.
Yeah, okay, he's kind of a snot-nosed turd sometimes, but come on, Wiz! The kabooms! They're so cool!
Quirks are a natural biological feature of a person's body. In the same way that we don't really think about walking or breathing, Bakugo's explosions became like any other limb, especially with his rigorous training.
Bakugo quickly picked up on how to use his explosions to obliterate anything in sight, block attacks, launch himself around, and quickly maneuver in midair at hypersonic speeds, which requires a ton of focus and on-the-fly calculations.
And despite getting this incredibly dangerous quirk when he was 4, he somehow never killed himself or anyone else that we know of. Bakugo was truly a prodigy, destined for greatness.
And his only goal was to surpass Japan's numero uno superhero and his personal idol, All Might. In Bakugo's mind, the only person who wins no matter what. Absolute victory. No problem for the main character.
Except Katsuki wasn't the protagonist that he thought he was. That would be Izuku Midoriya, the quirkless child Bakugo bullied. In truth, he was threatened by Izuku's tenacity despite being quirkless.
Really? That crybaby's the main character? Well, Bakugo's inferiority complex would only get worse when Deku
Nah, I'm sorry, real quick. I know. Yo, I remember in one of the My Hero scenes, this nigga Bakugo was literally crying. He was like, he in a way opened up to Midori. He said, "Yo, the reason why I'm like this, the way I be bullying you is because I'm jealous of you. I hate how you're so like, even though you have no quirk before, you went everything straight ahead." And he said that he was crying there, and oh my god, the end of the episode where he reached out his hand, I was like, I'm sorry.
somehow landed a quirk that was just as cool, and both were accepted to the same
love My Hero.
superhero
I
high
love My
school,
Hero.
UA
I
High.
love
There, he would learn to be a superhero and fully develop his ultimate moves.
Like flying through the sky faster than sound with turbo speed, blinding people with stun grenade, focusing his blasts into armor-piercing shots, or making a big-ass tornado of death.
The howitzer impact involves Bakugo spinning himself in midair with his explosions, building up a tremendous amount of swirling oxygen, and then igniting it all for one hell of a boom.
He's pretty smart when it comes to strategizing mid-fight. He even developed new techniques for his quirk faster than Deku did.
UA High also aided Bakugo's development by preparing him with his iconic Grenadier bracers, gauntlets that allow him to store up his sweat, gross, for prolonged bouts, or to release all of it at once in a single massive blast.
He's also got his hero suit, which helps him sweat faster in order to build up stronger attacks. Or the Strafe Panzer, these badass turrets mounted to his back that store his sweat as ammo. With all of that, it wasn't long before Bakugo made his hero debut, called the Bombshell Hero, Great Explosion Murder God, Dynamite. Hey, I dig it. The more colons, the merrier.
But despite some early wins, Bakugo failed to live up to his own sky-high expectations. He had the makings of a great hero, if only he could get out of his own way and put the team before his ego.
Especially when he was kidnapped by the League of Villains, ultimately leading Bakugo to blame himself for All Might's retirement. Something needed to change.
So he vented his frustrations in a slugfest with Deku and realized something crucial. That the kind of absolute victory that defined All Might wasn't victory for himself, but victory for everyone.
He was starting to become the prodigy everyone knew he could be. I mean, hell, even while he was unconscious, he kept analyzing the fight he was in and coming up with counters. Somehow,
Bakugo's powerful enough to shatter Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like Shigaraki, who can catch light beams, and tough enough to survive.
No. I don't think y'all understand that scene right there. I truly don't understand y'all understand that scene right there. I'm being a My Hero dick sucker right now. I don't give a fuck.
With counters, somehow,
Bakugo's powerful enough to shatter Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like.
That scene right there, Bakugo was the Okay, disclaimer: if you never watched My Hero, just skip it for a little bit. If you did watch My Hero, this nigga Bakugo died. I don't think you understand it. I don't think you understand the importance of this scene right here. This nigga Bakugo died. The ninja nigga legit put almost like made himself shrink and was inside Bakugo's heart, trying to get pumped and pump his heart back up. This nigga came back alive and was immediately doing damage. You seen it, like teleported. I'm like, oh my god, Bakugo that nigga, bro.
Shigaraki, who can catch light
Bakugo right
and
now.
tough enough to survive. Well,
being dead. Yep, you heard us. Bakugo was killed, dead as a doornail. And then a single bead of sweat floating through his bloodstream detonated and restarted his heart. If that isn't main character plot armor, I don't know what is.
His
literally explained it from these are the details and he just said it. Come on.
Stamina is perhaps the craziest thing about him. After all, he is tanking the recoil of all of his explosions.
Even with the overuse of his blasts literally tearing his body apart, he kept trying to make him stronger, and eventually his quirk awakened.
Essentially, when a quirk evolves to become stronger. Now, by condensing his explosions into smaller and more powerful clusters, Bakugo could enhance all of his techniques.
Like the Howitzer Impact Cluster, a stunning achievement in the field of explosionology, or Kaboom Theory for the layman.
Powerful enough to shatter the side of a mountain, or blow apart UA High itself. Judging by the school's size, we can estimate Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster yielded over 300 kilotons of TNT.
Given Bakugo's whole deal is explosions, it makes sense to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally the energy contained in 1,000 kilograms of trinitrotoluene,
a chemical compound composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon.
That's the recipe for kabooms. Now, imagine a pile of TNT as big as the Empire State Building blowing up all at once. That's Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster.
And these explosions can launch him so fast, it's like time stands still around him.
Like when he covered a huge part of this city in a fraction of a second, almost 400 times the speed of sound.
And that's not all. Now he can detonate his sweat remotely, and from all over his body, not just his palms.
With all of this crazy bullshit, Bakugo became one of the strongest heroes on Earth, enough to battle and defeat All Might's lifelong arch nemesis, All for One. Yeah, that's right, the main villain, who's the protagonist now, Deku.
Bakugo literally and figuratively surpassed his childhood idol and proved his mettle as a hero.
Number 5 on the rankings and rising. Not bad, Kachan.
But more important than proving it to his friends, to All Might, or even to Deku, he proved it to himself.
Yeah, whatever. Take that, losers! Sickest quirk in the world over here! Dynamite! Dynamite! Dynamite!
Dynamite. I ain't
Wiz,
gonna lie.
what happened to you?
Battle
Don't
it.
stop
I
playing around,
get
boy.
all manner
I
of
can't.
ills since they famine, conquest, humanity.
Whoever watched, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I keep pausing it. I just love anime. I'm sorry. I just love anime. This scene right there. You see that little nigga right here? You see this nigga right here? He had a little brother. If you did watch Chainsaw Man, he had a little brother. All he was doing was playing catch. That's all he was doing was playing catch. He said, "Yo, bro, get the other mid." That's really, He's little bro said, "Say less. About to go back to the crib." La 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 la. Walk to the crib. That happened.
Has been plagued by all manner of ills since they first crawled out of the primordial ooze.
Rest in peace,
In the
Lord.
world of Chainsaw Man, there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
Because fear itself is real, and they're called devils.
Literally devils from hell. These monstrous beings are the living embodiments of humanity's worst nightmares, and their power is directly proportional to that fear.
So the chicken devil might be so weak you could keep him as a class pet, like, a chicken. But what about the bat devil, or the ghost devil, or the devil embodying man's fears of one of the greatest weapons it's ever created, the bomb devil?
Little is known about the origins of the Bomb Devil's current host, Reze, if that even is her real name.
She might look cute and kawaii, but she's actually a Soviet assassin trained from birth to be one of the deadliest killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone, but quadruply so in a world as effed up as this.
But all Reze wanted was a safe, normal, quiet life. As much a fable to her as Aesop's country mouse.
Too bad! You are now a walking, talking explosive. Have fun.
At some point, the girl known as Reze was implanted with a fragment of the Bomb Devil and became a hybrid, a human possessing a devil's powers without sacrificing their humanity, transforming their body into a living weapon.
As a hybrid, Reze's strength and speed are way crazier than a normal human's, and with her martial arts training, she's a force to be reckoned with up close. Also, Wiz, check out the bomb for a head!
Someone like Reze would eat you alive, literally. Should devils like Reze take any
Literally, I should really eat you alive.
damage whatsoever, they can heal by consuming blood.
And that lets hybrids survive some pretty insane stuff, like having their limbs torn off, getting bisected clean in half, or being roasted alive. Just slurp some blood and they're good as new.
Especially useful considering the Bomb Devil's primary ability is literally blowing herself up. Reze can emit explosions from any surface of her body, even tearing off limbs and turning them into bombs that she can detonate at will.
Damn, that's hardcore! She can use these blasts to jet through the sky at hypersonic speeds, maneuver and redirect herself in midair, and enhance the strength and speed of her blows.
Or Reze can send sparks that can ignite the atmosphere in explosions that tear apart entire cities. Making herself stronger the more fear her wanton destruction creates.
As long as the area around her is dry enough to maintain ignition, Reze can create as many explosions as she wants, non-stop.
She can even turn her own body into different types of real-world bombs to massively enhance their power.
Like transforming her leg into a torpedo, or her apron into dynamite. Every single inch of Reze is a living weapon.
This made her feared across the devil world as one of their mightiest warriors, and the perfect choice to assassinate Japan's newly acquired devil hybrid, Chainsaw Man.
You see, you might not think chainsaws are all that scary, at least not compared to bombs, but the Chainsaw Devil is special.
Any devil the Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality, retroactively erased from humanity's collective consciousness.
And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like trees or Texas massacres. Silly me.
This ability makes the Chainsaw Devil the most important being alive and invaluable for any global power to control.
Except instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji, a dumb, horny teenage boy just looking for anyone to.
No. I'm gonna be honest. I got something to say real quick. I got something to say real quick. You can skip this if y'all want to. Chainsaw Man let me down. Chainsaw Man really let me down. Denji, I was so for him. So like not like that, but it's like I fuck with Denji. Once this nigga started getting around bitches, bro, he lost the main goal. Like, he was so whipped on pussy that he never gotten. He said, yeah, I just want some pussy. That's it. The most he did was grab a titty and kiss the bitch. That's the most he did. And I'm like, oh, bro. It made me not like, it made me really not like the anime no more. I watched the movie just to like, I watched the movie just to, okay, let me give it a second chance. It was cool. The fights, that's what this is the movie. The fights was cool. Don't get me wrong, the fights was cool. But the story, this nigga was just trying to still find love. Not even love, a piece of meat that he can just bang. Met this bitch. They he's thinking they got something going on. She's like, yeah, I'm plotting on you, but then at the same time, I still low-key got a little bit of feelings for you. He killed her. Well, we thought. Well, he won, but he didn't kill her. Damn, my hands is ashy. Denji went back to the what's the name? She was gonna meet him there. She said, matter of fact, I'm not gonna do it. But if she changed her mind, she said, nah, I'm gonna go. Let him know that I'm alive and actually want to be one with. I want to be us. She ended up getting assassinated. Oh well, oopsie daisy, you killed somebody's little brother for no reason. You.
And for once, Reze actually hesitated. Rather than immediately kill her target, she got to know him and found they weren't so different. Both were used as tools of the state, as weapons of war rather than people. A kindred spirit in a hostile world, Denji wanted to drink up as much of the excitement of life as he could. The town mouse to her country mouse.
And thankfully, he was super easy for a pretty face to manipulate.
It wouldn't be the only time.
Reze's nothing if not professional, and she gave Denji one parting gift. To teach him the way devils did battle before he died.
As the embodiment of one of the deadliest weapons known to man, Reze's power is off the charts, capable of creating an explosion more than 400 meters in diameter. That's over 4 football fields long.
To have a blast that size, you'd need to be exploding with over 2 kilotons of TNT.
More than comparable to nuclear weapons, which is really impressive considering Reze is not the devil of nuclear bombs. That's apparently an entirely separate thing.
Despite her bombs being technically conventional,
There's a devil that does nukes. That has to be in a manga. What you mean? There's a devil that's already got a bomb and she does damage and you got a nuke? A nuke?
they're just that strong.
Likely comparable to other powerful devils like the Gun Devil, who could travel across the world and kill millions of people in 5 minutes.
That'd be over 500 times the speed of sound.
She's even stronger than the Typhoon Devil, a sentient city-spanning storm.
The literal coughing baby to her hydrogen bomb.
Unfortunately for Reze, Denji took her lessons to heart and proved he was more than a fitting host for the Chainsaw Devil.
He whooped her ass, but spared her life, just in case her seduction wasn't a total act after all.
But it wasn't meant to be. Whether Reze chose the safe life of the country mouse or the exciting life of the town mouse, there are hungry cats everywhere.
Oh, Makima, what I would give to find someone to kill you.
Reze's dreams of freedom were never realized. She simply changed hands from one cold, unfeeling entity to another. And this time, there was no escape. She was a weapon, a symbol of man's bottomless capacity for malice and self-destruction.
A living bomb.
Right. Now,
The battle's about
I'm
to
not
start,
gonna-
and I
I'm
hope
not
you've
gonna
got
lie.
something good to hear these
now I'm not gonna lie. It's looking like Reze got some shit in her, you know what I'm saying? Up her sleeve, but so do Bakugo. I'm gonna still give it to my nigga Bakugo though. I gotta stay loyal.
It's
gotta stay
time
loyal.
for a death battle!
Put in a comment down below who y'all got. I got Bakugo. Reze sound like she might do some damage, so I don't know. But I got Bakugo. We say true to the game. I got Bakugo. They're kind of similar in a way.
I've been sent to collect your head, Dynamite.
Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin!
How would I tell them that if I was already dead? Wow, you're quick.
Shut up and die! Oh, damn! Oh, damn!
That might be the only fact, the fact that she's gay. She can tickle her limbs.
Oh, it's
Ooh, that might be the factor. That might be the factor right there. That might be the factor. Hold on now. Hold on now.
Move it or lose it, people!
Save me, Dynamite!
Let go of me!
Boom.
I was like,
Leave them out of this!
For what it's worth, Dynamite, your blood was delicious.
that's good. Yeah, that's good, Krabby. That's good,
You bit off
Krabby.
a bit more than you could chew! My blood isn't the only thing you drank! It's my sweat you should worry about, dumbass! I'm aiming for absolute victory!
He's on his gojo.
Now it's
He's on his gojo shit.
impact!
He's on his gojo. Blow that up too.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I never got this high over death battle. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Scratch that. Not enough for a coffin.
Oh my god.
KO! Oh, Denji, we're so sorry to hear about your girlfriend that passed away. She gets 5 big booms. Boom! Boom!
Please just shut up. On the surface, these two seemed evenly matched.
Yo,
so let's break this
think
fight down
about-
into 3 categories: their speed, their
Yeah.
stamina, and their firepower.
First up, let's talk speed.
Yeah.
Both Bakugo and
Oh
Reze
my
could rocket
God.
through the sky at hypersonic speeds and maneuver and redirect
God.
themselves on a dime in the middle of fights. To the casual observer, at least, they'd seem to be on par with each other.
So we have to look at the people they've fought to compare.
Reze has
Nah.
battled Chainsaw Man, who could match and defeat someone using the Gun Devil's
My hero
power.
was
The
way
same
faster.
gun devil that could
My
literally
hero
fly
was way
around the
faster.
world, killing millions of
My
people at
hero was
over
way faster.
500 times the speed of sound.
My hero-
Impressive, but
My
compare
hero
that to
was way
Bakugo fighting
faster.
Shigaraki, who could react fast enough to catch
My-
light beams with his bare hands.
Way
That's
fa-
over
yeah.
1,000 times
My hero was
faster.
way
And that
faster.
was before Bakugo's quirk awakening that
Exactly.
made him even faster than that.
With reaction speed of that caliber, there's little chance Reze could ever get the drop on Bakugo, and would likely be forced to play catch-up in a duel. Speed goes to Bakugo.
However, speed doesn't matter if one couldn't truly hurt the other. A big part of this fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's durability is mind-boggling. He's survived being impaled through the torso
Not
and has
once,
even
but
brought
twice.
himself back to life.
Not once,
But
twice.
unlike Reze, his stamina does eventually hit a limit. Every explosion he makes whittles him down just a little bit more and uses up more and more of his sweat. Without a break, he can eventually run out.
Whereas Reze can effectively create bombs without respite and from a distance.
Unlike Bakugo, who usually likes to get up close and personal.
Furthermore, her devil hybrid physiology gives her an actual regenerative healing factor, allowing her to shrug off the same kind of mortal blows that would eventually kill Bakugo, main character plot armor or not.
If this ever became a war of attrition, Reze had it in the bag.
Yeah.
Stamina goes to Reze.
However, it's unlikely it would ever get to that point. The biggest factor in this fight was always going to be their raw firepower.
Explosions! First, we gotta compare their two biggest blasts, Reze's nuclear light bomb against Denji versus Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And the difference is obvious. Based on calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kiloton explosion was over 100 times more powerful than Reze's 2 kiloton blast.
But that's not all. Remember the Typhoon Devil?
Coughing baby or not, to create a storm big enough to cover Tokyo's over 2,000 square kilometers, he'd have to be generating more than 400 kilotons of TNT.
Greater than Bakugo, right? But that's not all. Again, Bakugo's howitzer impact once shattered the size of this big-ass mountain. And despite being earlier on in the series, it was ginormous, almost 3 kilometers in radius.
Or just over 2 megatons of TNT, 5 times more powerful than the Typhoon Devil, and way beyond anything we've seen Reze do.
And this was Bakugo before reaching his full power in his fight against All For One. Bakugo takes the final edge in explosions.
And remember, Bakugo withstands the recoil of all his blasts. So even though Reze had greater stamina, Bakugo was more than tough enough to hang on and get his kill shot, especially with his superior speed.
And Devil healing factors can be overtaxed with enough damage. Hell, she needed to drink blood a couple times against Denji just to keep fighting.
Against someone as fast and powerful as Bakugo, she would not get the chance to heal consistently, or perhaps at all.
And what happens when devils die? They Bakugo to hell.
The winner is Katsuki Bakugo.
Bombshell, hero, great explosion, murder, god, dynamite. Next time on Death Battle.
What's the next one? What's this?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. And don't forget.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. Okay, but that's the end of the video, guys. Hope y'all guys like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for your boy. You know what I'm saying? We out of here. Holla at y'all. Yeah.